Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a video a little bit shorter than usual, but it's too long to go on YouTube Shorts, so I thought I'd post it on the main channel. So, as you can see from the title, Red Bull have been found guilty of breaking Formula One's budget cap. This has been released by BBC Sport 3 hours ago, and I am devastated because I am a loyal Red Bull fan. I love Verstappen, I love Red Bull. Have done for 6 years. So yeah, it's not a good day. And I'm quoting off BBC's website here, and it says, I'll basically give you the rundown of what the budget cap is, then I'll read you the story. So the budget cap is basically, for every team, the budget cap is set to £145 million, and that's the amount of money that they need and they have for that season to build the car, get all the R&D and everything like that. And if you go above that, there are many penalties the FIA can add on, like stripping of championship titles, missing out on Grand Prix, like penalty points on people's licenses, etc, etc. So this news story has been released. I'm reading it off the screen on your left, on my right. So here's what they say. Red Bull have been found guilty of breaking Formula One's budget cap by the sports governing body, the FIA. Red Bull exceeded the £114 million limit during 2021, the FIA said, adding that the offence was minor, the lower of the two categories of the breach. This means the team exceeded the cap by less than 5%, or $7.25 million. Both Red Bull and Aston Martin were also found guilty of a procedural breach of the cap. The FIA did not reveal the amount by which Red Bull exceeded the cap, how it had done so, or what the penalties would be applied. It said it was currently determining appropriate action. Red Bull said in a statement that they noted the FIA's findings with surprise and disappointment. The team added, "Our 2021 submission was below the cost cap limit, so we need to carefully review the FIA's findings, as our belief remains that the relevant costs are under the 2021 cost cap amount." Despite the conjecture and positionings of others, there is of course a process under the regulations with the FIA which we will respectfully follow while we consider all the options available to us. Both teams have the possibility of appealing against the decision. Potential penalties for a minor breach include a reprimand, deduction of drivers' or constructors' championship points for the season in question, suspension for one or more stages of a competition, limitations on aerodynamic or other testing, and a reduction of the team's cost cap. The FIA statement added, with respect to this first year of the application of the financial regulations, the intervention of an FIA cost cap administration has been limited to reviewing the submissions made by the competitors, and that no full formal investigations were launched. A procedural breach is not an overspend, but rather a failure to fill in forms correctly. Williams were also found guilty of this and fined $25,000 earlier this year. Earlier on Monday, Red Bull team principal Christian Horner repeated his belief that the team were under the cap in 2021. "We're very confident we were in the cap and within those financial regulations," Horner told BBC Radio 4. "So we've been shocked at the speculation and accusations that have been made by other teams. We wait for the FIA to conclude their process and we wait to see what comes out. Anything other than compliance will be extremely surprised at." In addition to the potential of an appeal, Red Bull also have the opportunity to enter into a settled agreement with the FIA. In this scenario, a team accepts its guilt and the FIA imposes a penalty it deems appropriate. If a settlement agreement cannot be reached, the dispute will go to an adjudication panel of independent judges. If the team is still not happy after that, the FIA can take it to international court to appeal. Aston Martin, on the other hand, did not comment, but their position is understood to be that they spent less than the total amount of the budget cap in 2021 and regret their breach, which centred on administrative protocols that reflect what they consider a complex regulatory interpretation. Ferrari team principal Matteo Binotto said on Sunday that even a so-called minor breach was a significant offence, and the detailed and detailed the value of an overspend to a team's competitiveness. It is about 2021 and also over the following seasons. I'm expecting full transparency and clarity on the discussions they have had. This is said by Matteo Binotto. Mercedes F1 team principal Toto Wolff has also called for transparency about the process that was used to arrive at the assessment of any offence. So, in conclusion, Red Bull could be in a lot of trouble if they do not accept the appeal of the FIA. And I'm pleading that they do so, otherwise Verstappen will lose his title and he will only be a one-time world champion. I hope that has been of interest to you guys. Comment down below any questions that you have and I'll answer them in a future video. But yeah, that is all from me and I'll see you in the next one.